Linda Barcz from the Bruce Company is here taking your calls at 270-9933. You got some tall plants there.
I do have some tall plants. I'll sit up tall. I brought along some of the things that are blooming at this time of the year, and lovely coreopsis here. This moonbeam is in the back, and it really is not that tall when you think of some of the things that are growing this time of the year. I also brought a couple of sedums because they're just going to be coming into their own right now. And there's a really cool, bright pink one. This one is just a little softer, but it's called Carl. And then the one down front is one that's called Razzleberry. I'm sure that's inspired by the color of raspberries.
Very nice.
Yes.
Beautiful plants. All right,
Thanks.
Let's get to the calls. We will start with Diane from Fitchburg. Hi, Diane.
Hi, I'm calling regarding my tomato plants. The bottom of the tomato is getting rotted out. And what is that from?
Well, it's a very simple name. It's called blossom end rot because that's where the flower was originally. And when we have this much rain, the calcium is leached from the soil profile, and so then that is they're more prone to develop that. So there's not much. Pick them as soon as they're sort of ripe, let them finish ripening, and then try to, harvest as much as you can. But obviously next year, if we have this kind of rain, make sure that you fertilize with something that contains calcium. Yes, it is.
All right. We'll go to Rose now from Madison. Hi, Rose. What's your question?
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question on a Christmas cactus. I have a Christmas, no, not a cactus, a poinsettia. And I watered it all along, and all of a sudden, it lost all the leaves, but the blooms were still on. And now the leaves are coming back. It looks good. So what do I do with it? Can I just keep doing that to keep it till Christmas or what?
Well, you can keep it as a house plant. They usually don't thrive very much, especially if they're grown indoors. If you move that outside, it probably would survive much better. But to get the colored panicles that develop, you have to go through a whole process of 14 hours of darkness. And it's a little complicated. Mostly people just keep it as a house plant, and then when it's not looking good, they just move on to a new, or just buy a new poinsettia in the.
And the flowers are actually the little yellow things on the top.
That's true. The real flowers are actually the little yellow ones in the center.
All right. Let's go to Peggy now in Monona. Hi, Peggy.
Hi, I'm calling about my hydrangea,
Okay.
or lack thereof. No matter what I do, it doesn't flower. If I cut it all the way back, it doesn't flower. If I leave it and cut it just partially back, it gets some buds on the ends, but usually in the spring there's a frost, and then those get frozen, and then I don't have anything.
Okay.
So I don't know what to do with it. I'm thinking about moving it.
All right. Well, do you happen to know what kind of hydrangea you have? Because there's...
Well, it was bought in the grocery store.
What
So
color are
I
the
don't
flowers?
really know.
Oh, well, then it may not even be a hydrangea that's hardy in Wisconsin. That may be, when they're floral hydrangeas that have big, beautiful blooms that are typically either pink or blue, those are not going to do well in Wisconsin. So I don't know if you want to bother with it, but you could try moving it to a sunnier spot. Usually people get those and then they plant them in a dense shade, and then they're not going to thrive at all. But I think you're better off just buying a hydrangea that's intended to grow here in Wisconsin.
Well, it did flower. It did come back and flower one year, but after that, it never did it.
Well, I'm guessing that it's the type that you cannot prune it back in the fall of the year, that you're going to leave the woody stems, and that's going to be the most likely where you're going to set buds and have flowers.
All right, let's go to Judy in Madison. Hi, Judy.
Good afternoon.
Hi. What's your question?
I have a question regarding cutting back daylilies. My daylilies now have stopped blooming, and I'm eager to cut them back because they sort of are covering up mums and things that are starting to get ready to bloom. And I also would like to know if I can cut back my Shasta daisies and my peonies.
Okay. At the end of August, maybe a little bit early. If anything on the daylily is not looking good, certainly cut that back, or if it's crowding something. The peonies, again, if you have botrytis on those, I always tell people to cut them back as soon as possible, but make sure that you do a real thorough removal all the way down to the ground with peonies in the fall. Shasta daisies, I guess I thought that they would still be blooming a little bit, yet I think it's a little bit too early. I would do that probably mid-September.
Okay. We have time for one more call. We'll go to Judy in Verona. Hi, Judy.
Hi, how are you?
Good. What's your question?
Good. I have a sweet potato vine that I have put in water. It's got lots of roots. Can I now put it in soil, or should it stay in water?
Well, are you going to try to have that over winter? Because that's I tried to just store that like you would a dahlia bulb or something, and it did not survive. So if you're going to grow that as a house plant, you could try to move it to soil, but it's not going to survive year-round with the amount of sunlight that we get.
Okay. All right, we're out of time. If you're on the line, stay there. Linda will talk to you off the air. We'll see you next time.
All right.